If Tai Simpson really is the guy in 2025, how often will we get to see freshman Keelon Russell? Stick around. Let's talk about it. This is Way Offsides. 3, 2, let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome into Way Offsides, your favorite Alabama sports talk here live on YouTube. Well, we're not live. This is long form upload, but you get the deal. We're on YouTube. It's where we primarily post. You can help out the channel. We bring a lot of sports content by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, leaving a like on this video, and a comment. Talking to me. Cotton, you don't know what you're talking about. Cotton, we love you. Cotton, jump off a cliff and make sure there's rocks at the bottom. Just say what you want. It's okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm grown. I can take it. Be nice, please. Welcome to Way Offsides. Like I said, we do things different here. We do what everybody else does, but we do them different. We like to grab all of the Alabama sourced information out there, whether it's recruiting, live updates, interviews, all of this stuff. We've done a ton of it, and we put it in one place, one-stop shop, so you never have to go anywhere else. All you have to do is hit the notification bell, and you'll know every time we post a short, long form, we go live, whatever, you'll know. You can also follow us over on our social media accounts. It's on Facebook, Instagram. We're most active on X. You can follow us at on TikTok as well. Way Offsides, way with 4 A's. 3's not enough, 5's too many, 4 just like in the word Alabama. There's a lot of talk around quarterbacks as we get close to the start of the 2025 season. We all know, I think we've accepted that Tai Simpson is likely going to be the starting quarterback at the University of Alabama for the 2025 season, and the expectations are through the roof. It's absolutely ridiculous. I just did a hot takes video on what we expect from this offense this year and defense. But in terms of the offensive side of the ball, with Ryan Grubb coming in, you've got this offensive line with very, very high expectations. You've got one of the best wide receiving rooms in the country, one of the best running back rooms in the country. People are expecting Alabama to score a gazillion points a game. Now, that all falls on one X factor, and that is the quarterback. Most people are making comparisons to Mac Jones, which I think is understandable but dangerous at the same time for Tai Simpson. AJ McCarron said it, and I agree with him. We have to be patient and supportive of a guy like Simpson when he comes in and gets his start in Tallahassee, and not turn on him quickly. Now, if we get halfway through the season and he's throwing pick sixes against a mediocre Oklahoma or Vanderbilt team, sure, absolutely. Let's sit him down. But to start off, a little grace goes a long way. Now, there's two sides of the fence here. There's folks that are really excited to see Tai play, and there's folks that don't necessarily understand why he's getting the start over this 5-star phenom that Alabama has brought in named Keelon Russell out of Duncanville, Texas. Now, a lot of folks, this feels very much like Jalen Hurts and Tua. A lot of folks are going to be wanting Bama to rack up the points just so they can get the second string offense, assuming he is the second string quarterback, on the field so they can see Keelon Russell. I'm excited to see Keelon Russell. Here's the thing, though. I don't think Keelon Russell's going to play a lot in 2025. I don't think we're going to get a good hard look at Keelon Russell in 2025. I think he'll get some snaps, absolutely, but I don't know that he's going to get a ton of meaningful throws because everybody's forgetting about Austin Mack. And I feel like in this whole story of the quarterback battle at Alabama, Austin Mack is the guy that's kind of getting thrown to the wayside. He's, the redheaded stepchild, I guess. When Austin Mack has been with Kalen DeBoer the longest, came with him from Washington. The kid's like 8 feet 9 inches tall. He fits that body size that Kalen DeBoer likes at the quarterback position. And I think Austin Mack probably will be the second string quarterback. That is not a knock against Keelon Russell. I think Keelon Russell is more than capable of stepping in and playing, but I think that Alabama is heeding the words of a former head coach, a legend, somebody who we all know very well, who we all love very well, Nick Saban, who says that programs often will throw these quarterbacks, even at the NFL level, will throw these quarterbacks into the fire before they're ready, and it destroys their confidence. This is what AJ McCarron was talking about the other day. We don't want to do that with a guy like Keelon Russell. A great example, I think, of this, and it's not a quarterback example, was Adam Griffith, the kick six, getting thrown in that situation, and it really wrecked his confidence the rest of his career at Alabama, I think. We don't want to do that with a guy like Keelon Russell. Playing for quarterback as a freshman in college football is hard enough. You stick him in the SEC, on the road, at Auburn, at Georgia. That's a lot to ask for a kid of that age. It's not to say that he can't do it, but there's got to be a certain level of maturity and understanding there, especially when it comes to the playbook. If you guys want things to run as inconsistently as they did under Jalen Milroe, let's start Keelon Russell, because I think that's what you're going to get. You're going to get somebody who's electric on the ground, who's going to struggle in the pass game, because we're talking about the next level of football. This isn't high school. I get it. Texas does high school football differently, but this is the Southeastern Conference. This, not only that, you're talking about being the quarterback at Alabama, and you need a guy who understands the ins and outs of that position, who has complete command over the position, over the play call, not the play calling, but you know what I mean, checks and things like that, and somebody who has the leadership potential in the locker room. Don't forget, this is still a pretty young team all the way around. I mean, there are some veterans, but it's still a young team. Keelon Russell is the future of Alabama football, but I don't think you're going to see that future much this year. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, is he going to transfer out if he doesn't get to play? I don't think so. The kid's not an idiot. You have to imagine he came to Alabama with the understanding that he wasn't going to be the starter this year, most likely. He said, hey, I'm coming to play. But that's the attitude we expect out of every high-profile recruit. Now, what would benefit Russell the best is to sit for a year and learn. His sophomore year, throw him in the Fortune, throw him in there. Let's see what happens, because I do believe that Bama probably loses Austin Mack after this season, just because you're bringing in a couple of other quarterbacks. Jet Mala, Taden Kawa are coming in. So I just feel like the future is Keelon Russell's. The future of this Ferrari. He will be given the keys, so to speak, after this season. I think Alabama has a really good shot to make a real run at a national championship in 2025. Keelon Russell can sit back and learn what that culture looks like, what it is to be a championship winning team, or to at least be a team that's in contention, what it means to utilize those weapons at this level of football. And it's going to serve him well. Now, I'm sure his agent's going to be getting tons of phone calls. He probably already has, going, hey, man, we'll start you day one over here. We'll start you day one over there. I think Russell knows that his bread is buttered in Tuscaloosa. He knows that you and I are really excited to see this kid get on the field. He knows that he is the next big thing in a storied history of Alabama football. To, that next was the fight song say, to write his name in crimson flame. And Russell, I don't imagine any kid worth his salt giving up that opportunity. So yes, now I could be completely wrong here. They could put in some packages for him. They could put in some work for him just because they want him to see the field. But at the same time, if Tai Simpson is doing what we expect him to do as a starting quarterback after a couple of games, it's going to be very, very difficult for Keelon Russell to get on the field in any meaningful playing time unless Alabama's absolutely obliterating some people. And I suspect they might do that this season. So there you have it. I don't think Keelon Russell's going to play much in 2025. And I think that's okay. But I think in terms of the future, that is where his worth is. I think he understands that. Obviously, the coaching staff understands that. I think Russell is, if you just look at kind of how everything operates via social media, these recruiting visits, things like that, Russell is really bought into that culture. He's got a very unique relationship with a lot of these kids that are already there or that have come in. I think that Alabama has had some kids come in their last two recruiting classes just to play with a guy like Keelon Russell. And I think he's going to get his time next season. But I think in 2025 it's Ty's game, and I think that you have to give Austin Mack the nod when it comes to backup duty, just because he's been there. He's been there. Now, if he can't do the job, sit him down. Keelan ends up being your number 2 quarterback, so you'll see him a little bit more. But I think in terms of meaningful snaps, unless God forbid there's an injury or something like that, you're not going to see him a lot this year, and that's okay because Nick Saban said so. So thanks for sticking around with me. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. That's okay. I've been wrong before. Again, I can handle it. I'm a big kid. So we absolutely love each and every one of you guys. You are the best. Still under the weather, but we're getting there, right? We're trying to get better. So thanks for being patient with us as we push out content. Thanks for the subscribes, all the things that you guys do. You are the best. We do this show for you. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.